And here we go. Gathersburg Mysteries, Episode 6. In last week's episode, you hopped off the bus on a dreary Wednesday, 3 days before the full moon party that every teen in town is buzzing about. You had yet to figure out the identity of Werewolf Prime, but you had discovered a cure for Matt's little sister. With components and incantation in hand, you convinced Matt's mother to chaperone a visit to Alyssa. Although it did not take much convincing, Nick felt the need to dress up in a bizarre pseudo Japanese costume with the promise to Matt's mom of a bogus ritual dance of healing. You arrived to find Alyssa's lycanthropy in an advanced state. She had become comatose. You formed a semicircle around the hospital bed and chanted, with the components at her feet. You reached beyond the limits of mortal existence to summon forth a mote of arcane energy. In a flash of fire and smoke, Alyssa awoke a werewolf. She slashed and snarled at you before the fumes from the components overwhelmed her senses, and she fell asleep, healed as a human. As Matt's mother cuddled her close, you decided to explore the hospital. Kenny had alerted you to the nefarious goings on at Shady Grove Hospital, so you split into two teams. A group went to the neonatal unit to investigate the dying babies, and the other went to speak with the hospital administration about the resources being pooled at the hospital. In the neonatal unit, you discovered a nightmare. A woman in labor rushed to emergency surgery and a recently deceased newborn. The stern Nurse Hatchet demanded you leave immediately, while a more diligent, more agreeably tempered Nurse Turner explained the unprecedented misery that had befallen the department. At the hospital administrator's office on the ground floor, you met with an exuberant Miss Pamela. You discovered a concerning level of gonorrhea cases and some odd computer glitches. She handed you a printout covered in odd gibberish. Upon leaving the hospital, Dave was accosted by Standard, the janitor. He warned of darkness plaguing the tunnel systems under Shady Grove Hospital. He was too scared to elaborate, as he felt like he was being watched. So we begin this episode as you step off the bus on a Thursday Thursday afternoon, 2 days before the full moon party, and that's where we pick up. One other detail that I'd like to talk about that was revealed to Dave is that there was also in a local Jewish cemetery was found having been dug up. Some of the graves had been dug up.
That's incredibly
Do
odd.
we know if there were like recent graves, Scott?
Uh, you guys haven't investigated it yet. It's a
Okay.
local cemetery in the complex where you guys live in your little neighborhood. It's just like this really small, local, almost forgotten cemetery.
Mm, okay. Um, so
So
that
it's
might
been
be it.
revealed to Dave, but
I
he
can't remember.
hasn't told us yet.
I can't remember if he told you or not.
I don't recall it.
Yeah.
There has
Could we
been some.
say?
There has been some police activity in your neighborhood, aside from the Matt flashing a gun at the Dudleys, um, or was it O'Doyle's at
Oils?
the O'Doyle's at the O'Doyle's?
Well, they
There,
rule, so you have to. Yeah.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Aside from him flashing the gun at the twins, there was police activity maybe a week or so ago in the neighborhood. You would have noticed. So I think it's safe to assume Dave would have told you about that because he had learned about it from his parents talking at the dinner table about it, and they believed that it was some sort of hate crime.
And so when is this party? Saturday?
Saturday night, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
2 days.
So we have
So
a day and a half, really. Yeah.
we could I mean the tunnels are probably best investigated when we have a bigger group, but we might
And
be able to check out that cemetery.
and you do can I don't know who has it. Maybe you guys could figure that out amongst you. But somebody Pamela gave one of you a printout of the gibberish that she saw on her screen. So
I think I might have had it, but I thought I gave it to somebody. I don't remember.
One of you has that printout.
Somewhere. Wait, who went down there? It was Nick. Was it
I was the
Nick?
one who talked to her.
Yeah, you were the one who talked to her.
All right. It
I don't
was.
know
I
if it
think it
was you
was.
and me or.
I think it was Mateo and I want to say Mateo and Nick, because I think Matt. No, no,
No,
it was Mateo and Dave. I think. I don't remember.
okay.
Yeah, because I think Nick and I went to the other way. Yeah.
The neonatal unit.
Yeah.
As we wake up, Matt, when you woke up on Thursday morning, um, the the feeling in your house, the overall energy in your house was very positive. Your mom and stepdad were just buzzing around the house. They were absolutely thrilled because your sister, they're going to keep her a little while, just to make sure she heals up. But she came out of her coma and she appears to be, healing very well. And so they expect her to be home um, probably by Monday. So it's very positive, like atmosphere in your house right now.
I could probably get away with anything. All right. Well,
So
I
you all get off the bus at the same time. You're at the bus stop.
okay.
This is
Um.
morning time, or this is getting out of school.
It's like 3 o'clock.
Okay.
So I'm assuming Dave told us about this cemetery thing, um and I can suggest to the guys, hey, do you guys want to go investigate? There's Dave told me about these graves being dug up in the cemetery nearby, and I nobody really knows what happened, but it's really odd.
So you want to go to the cemetery?
Yeah, let's go.
Should we
Just
bring
checking.
weapons or anything? You think it's safe?
You don't bring your weapons with you around all the time? You
Well,
don't
I mean,
You're not constantly armed to the teeth, or
What do you carry
do
your
you have
gun
that
in?
gun on you still?
Turn like in
of
a
course I've got my gun on me.
a custom holster or something? Fanny
It's
pack?
uh y- I want to say, well, let's see. Yeah, I would say backpack. But we've seen how easily that gets ripped off of my back by inbred twins, neighborhood twins. So
Inbred twins. Those
maybe
feisty inbred twins.
those feisty inbred twins. Um, yeah, let's an enormous yeah, it's an enormous fanny pack. And it's neon pink.
Oh well, yeah. Let's go to the cemetery. Let's do it.
Okay, so the cemetery is located, actually really close to Matt and Mateo's house. For those that are on Discord, it's like in this area here.
Okay.
So it's literally just like a 2 minute walk from Matt and Mateo's house.
Does no, Kenny doesn't live right next. Okay, he lives his marker is just next to my house.
You should be able to move your markers as well.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay. So it's located kind of behind these houses back here, you say?
Exactly. It's kind of a forgotten sort of cemetery. There's a path that leads through the woods to it, and it's just this like little sort of like low fenced in area with, I would say, maybe about 30 or so graves.
Okay. Yeah. Kenny, are you in?
Yeah, yeah. Why don't you guys tell me about it? Yeah, it adds to the mystery about bodies and missing bodies and dead bodies. So it's our best lead.
All right,
Okay.
so you guys make your way along the path. You get to the cemetery, and You see there's police tape that's kind of quartered off the area, and the graves appear to have been put back. It's been a while, and they actually put them back. So all they were looking at it, there are about six fresh mounds of dirt, of freshly dug up and then reburied graves.
But we don't know if the bodies are back in there, right? I'm assuming the bodies were taken.
You have no idea. It's hard to tell because it looks like whatever it was dug up and then they repacked the graves. Looking at the gravestones, a lot of these are date back to sort of the Civil War times, and it is indeed mostly, almost entirely Jewish. All the
Yeah,
graves.
the
Hmm.
Gathersburg Civil War Jewish
You're
cemetery,
right. Right.
the very famous, the very famous
There's
Jewish
a
battalions of Gathersburg.
Hey, there were Jewish
Jebediah
people fighting
Goldberg.
the Civil War.
Yeah, the 101st Fighting Shivas. You haven't heard about
Right,
them?
right, right. Okay.
All right.
Um,
Does anybody want to do sort of like a? Let's see. You can do a roll here. Where's my sheet? Where's my sheet?
I'm kind of curious if,
Investigate a mystery,
yeah,
maybe. Anybody want to do
invest.
that?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah,
Sure.
I'm a +2
Plus
sharp.
two and sharp.
Yeah.
Probably. What am I? I'm a +1.
Okay. Mateo's probably listening to
I
Motorhead
think
right now. He's
Mateo.
probably
I
unavailable.
think we've talked about this. Mateo does not have a bonus to sharp.
Yeah.
I do not.
Um,
No, I do not have a
Yeah.
bonus to sharp.
I was gonna
Negative
say,
one, actually.
do I know about the sheet that the nurse gave you with the symbols, or did we figure out if Mateo actually has it with him?
I think I have it with me.
Okay. And are we sure, Scott, that those symbols aren't Jewish symbols? Would we know that?
Yeah,
No.
you would know it because I mean, Mateo and Matt are Jewish, so they would definitely spot
And
a
they're
Star
not
of
Jewish.
David in there if there was one.
Could
That's
you said it? You said
that's
it was
fucked
like
up.
you
You
said.
forgot
Well,
that
it was like
random Star
Hebrew.
of David in it.
Yeah, because you said, I remember. I think last time you said it was like the Matrix. So you're saying it's like not normal, right? It's like coded. It's specifically coded.
I mean, you can ask Mateo to look at it real quick. I don't know if he's got it. He probably has it on him. So yeah, if he gives it to you, and you look at it, it's almost like gibberish. It's like
It is. Okay.
yeah, it's hard for you to understand.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, in that case, I guess I'll investigate the mystery at the graveyard in general.
All right.
I'll roll a 2d6 plus 2. And
Hmm.
Oop,
7.
7. On a 7 to 9,
Hmm.
you hold one. Okay, so why don't you tell me what you're looking for when you're looking at the disturbed graves?
Right. I don't know if there's much to look for. So we obviously looked at all the names. We established that and the condition of the tombstones. Um,
I mean, you didn't really establish the condition of the tombstones.
oh, okay. But I'm assuming they're like super old, right? If you're saying they're like Civil War era.
Yeah, they're old.
Like
Yeah,
they
for the
look
most
like
part.
they look like they're supposed to, I guess, right? Um, Looking at the freshly packed things, is there anything I guess like sticking out or it looks like it doesn't belong there?
There's just one bony hand. No, I'm joking.
No.
Sticking out. All right. So you're looking at it, and you kind of kneel down. You're looking at the mounds of dirt just for any irregularities. It's hard to tell because they're all old graves, and mounds of dirt are various sizes. You do spot one tombstone that appears to be not as old as the other ones. And you walk over to it, and it appears that this person had died in the 19 like 70s. So that kind of stands out to you. Um, and it's one of the graves that was clearly disturbed. But it's somebody who had died, I guess. Somebody who was it was probably the last person buried in this lot. He died
Yeah.
in like the late 70s. So,
Is there a name on
What's
the tombstone?
yeah? What's the name?
um, yes, the name on the tombstone is Goldsmith,
Hmm.
Barry
Do-
Goldsmith.
I don't think we know a goldsmith,
Yeah, he was
but
Barry Goldsmith. Um, yeah, go ahead,
it's
go ahead.
reasonable. It's reasonable to assume though, if he was buried in the 1970s, that there's some surviving family. It being, you know, 93 or 94
Right.
right now. So,
And he died fairly young. He died in his 20s.
hmm.
So Kenny,
Are there any grave uh what are they called? Grave digger guys around?
nope. It's just this plot. It's got the police tape around it. Um, that and the police tape is it's kind of been torn away because they reburied the graves and then they just kind of left the plot, and it just stands alone in this stand of trees. Kenny, real quick, 7 to 9. So you're allowed to hold one question. You're allowed to ask me one question.
Ooh,
First one is what happened here. Second is what sort of creature is it. Third is what can it do. Then there's what can hurt it. Where did it go? What was it going to do? And what is being concealed here?
I kind of like, speaking to the crowd, I kind of like the last three questions.
Hmm.
What
Where
was
did
it
it
doing
go?
here?
What
Where did
was
it
it
go?
going to? What was it going to do? And what is being concealed here?
I like those three. What do you guys think? What was it doing here, right? That's like the mystery for us, right? Like in a
Yeah, but
bigger
we
sense,
don't.
not reburying bodies
Yeah,
or whatever. Like, you know, where's it going?
I feel like there's more to these graves. Like maybe we don't know. The name I think is a good clue. But if it were me, I might ask what is being concealed here because yeah, I mean literally it might just be nothing. It's maybe it's an empty grave or maybe the body is there, but I feel like there's more to this than meets the eye.
Is that a quote from Transformers?
It's from the theme song.
Yeah, robots in
Um,
disguise. All right, let's
yeah.
let's go with Optimus Prime and his question.
So, sorry, what was the question again?
It
What
was,
is being concealed here? Yes.
All right.
don't say bodies or I'll be pissed.
Yeah.
The bodies are covered by the dirt.
Don't be a dick, Scott.
Okay. Um, that's a good question. Let me find a creative way to answer it.
Mm,
Okay. So, okay, so you guys are staring at this grave. Kenny, you lean in a little closer and you're kind of poking around the dirt. Um, and you know, Matt and Mateo are just kind of like, no, 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 don't touch it, don't touch it. You're like, no, 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 hold on a second. I thought I saw
guys,
something.
I'm not Jewish. It's okay.
So,
I'm not breaking the rules.
so
You didn't say the blessing.
you're poking around the dirt, right? And um, you find a piece of paper, right?
Mm,
It looks like a piece of litter or something like that. And you pull it out, and written on it is um, it's like it says Gaithersburg PD at the top, and then there's like a number underneath that, like a number and like a lettering. Like it says like 36278 BDC, something like that, right?
Hmm.
Um, the actual numbers and lettering don't really matter in this case all that much. It's just the fact that there's a code on it, and it appears that it was like ripped off like a notepad, right? And you only get like half the note,
Mm,
and so you get Gaithersburg PD, and then like almost like a report number written on it. You can pull that
mm,
out of the grave.
mm. Didn't really answer
So
our
what is
question.
what
What
is
was being
being
concealed?
concealed here is that
It's related to that.
there was definitely a crime of some sort.
Mm.
Um, something was taken from the graves. That's what's being
Okay.
concealed here.
Okay. That was helpful.
I get a small twig and I start moving the dirt around on one of the graves.
Okay. Which one? Just the one that you guys were looking at, or
Yeah, the one we're looking at.
all right? How far do you stick the? What are you looking for?
I, I'm trying to dig out all the dirt with a little twig.
Are you trying to dig a hole?
Yes.
All right. So you have a twig and you're digging and digging. I mean, you just find dirt. There's nothing hidden close to the surface of the grave. It's just dirt.
Hey
I
guys,
think.
it's just dirt. It's just a big
Oh,
mound of dirt.
yeah, yeah. I, I'm not surprised. Well, okay. So Scott, I'm interested in the owner of this grave. I'm interested in the family here. I want to before we go and pursue this, I'd like
Hmm.
to look at the other graves and see if I can make out any other names, if there's anything else significant there.
All right. As you're walking around, you do find another goldsmith, and you're looking at the grave, and then there are other plots here of other Jewish families, maybe three or four,
Hmm.
and they all appeared to be very old graves. It's like Civil War, and even some that are even later than that. And then you hear in the distance,
Do we hear anything in the
oh
distance?
yeah, yeah, you hear like howling
Oh,
in the distance.
okay. It didn't come through. Your
Yeah, sorry
soundboard
about
didn't
that.
come through.
Yeah, damn,
Wow, that was
damn it. It would have
suspenseful.
been so cool. Yeah, you
Oh
hear
man.
howling in the distance. It's pretty
All
far
right.
off.
Yeah, but I've heard a lot of howling lately, and I don't take it lightly. Um, I turned to Kenny, and I'm sorry. What was the one that was died recently? What was his name? It was what
Goldsmith.
Goldsmith?
Goldsmith?
Okay. I turn to Kenny and I say, Kenny, can we try to find out if this is a family member of somebody living here? Is there some way we can use this internet of yours?
Yeah, we could look up like databases and stuff, right? We could look up also like things that are like publicly available on the internet, like crimes or something, right? Like those things, or like sales of land.
Yeah.
Um, you could try to put it into as many databases in the Gaithersburg area.
Great. Did you go
I
to Kenny's
say
house then?
I I think that would be probably a good next
Yeah.
step.
So we also have this half of a maybe a police report, right? Because it says Gaithersburg PD, although we
Yeah.
don't really know what it is. Um, we could. try to input that and see if that comes up with anything?
But
Okay.
yeah, let's go back to the
Okay.
computer land.
Yeah, or to the library. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, maybe we should go to the library.
Yeah. Or Mrs. Pendragon. Maybe she's still
Yeah,
there. Yeah.
Mm.
Oh yeah, to the library.
let's go to the library.
All right. Cut to the library. Um, actually, before, as you guys are going to the library, um, you see a woman who, an older woman who looks very confused, and she's rummaging, she's kind of pacing, um, on a sidewalk, near sort of like a thicker stand of trees and forests, right? Um, it's like all the spaces between the development are they're heavily wooded, and so she's just like she's walking and pacing, and you guys walk past her, and she turns to you guys and she's like, "Did you see him? Did you see my son? Did you
Your
did you see
son.
him?" Yes, he was just here. He is. I thought I lost him in the war, but he was right here. He ran this way. He ran into the woods. I saw him, and I thought he was dead, but he's back now. He's back. And she grabs
He
Matt, and
fight
she's
in.
like shaking him.
No.
And
Hmm.
he was young. He was young.
Oh God, what
He
war?
he uh the war in was the oh the in the Gulf War. He fought in the Gulf War and he died. They
Hmm.
said he died, but he was here. He ran into the woods. I saw him.
Uh, we didn't see anyone, but
What was his name?
His name was Stan. My boy Stan. Oh, I gotta stop drinking so much.
Is that
I
you,
thought I
Scott, or
saw
is that?
him.
Oh, that's the lady. Oh, okay.
That's a lady.
are you in character?
Um. Okay. There's another.
I'm sorry.
Well,
She goes, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. She's disheveled. She's not in good shape. She's disheveled. She's wearing sort of like a coat over like what appears to be some sort of like nanny nightgown. She's wearing slippers. Her hair's all disheveled, and she just looks like a wreck.
it's okay. Do you need help?
No, I don't think. I just you didn't. He can't be here. There's no way he came back. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And then she just walks away.
Wow. Well, I feel so bad for her.
Hmm.
All right.
No.
Well, you guys continue on your way. You get to the library. Miss Pendragon is behind the desk, reading a book on herbs. She goes, "Oh, hello, boys. What can I do you for?"
One internet, please.
Sign in on the sheet, and you may choose a computer. Nothing
Okay.
naughty.
Matt, you get the one Celeron in the corner. That one's a
Nice.
little,
Oh,
it's a little janky.
it
You
sounds cool though.
I get the brand new gateway,
What's wrong?
super fast.
could you show us
400
the
megahertz.
naughty sites we're not supposed to
Okay.
go to?
The
Well,
heck?
it's 1997, right? So it's like
I think it's 94.
90. Oh, 94. Oh,
Yeah.
is there pornography on the internet? I mean,
The moment the internet
oh,
went
sure.
live, the moment the internet went live,
People are making ashy boobs and stuff. You're right. The
yeah, it
military were back
was
in the
it
60s.
was the first purpose of the internet was in the event of a cataclysm in the United States, and that the various universities and military wings would be able to communicate in a way that didn't rely on traditional methods. And then the moment it went live, somebody put up some porn, and the entire purpose changed. And they started adding more and more resources to it just to keep it going.
These pictures are too slow.
uh, okay. All right. So you guys hop on the computer. What are you searching for exactly?
Hey, you sound like Sarah Connor when she's like explaining what happened.
1993. The first JPEG was uploaded to the internet. It took over 2 minutes and 43 seconds to download.
The computer was as big as a house. Supercomputer. Scott, I guess I'd like to use one of my moves, which is net friends, to contact a net friend to help with a mystery.
Nerd alert.
Could I roll two mysteries into one, or could I just pick one? Because we're looking for the
Hmm.
the 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 info, the
Right.
number, right?
Okay.
But also we could look for like Barry Goldsmith
Yeah, I
or
mean, I think you gotta
the
choose
names on
choose
that.
one on this. I mean,
Choose
even though
one. Okay.
they're probably connected. I mean, you're gonna get information that'll lead you to the end of the
Yeah.
mystery anyway.
Let me
So,
look. Let me look for Barry Goldsmith. Then that one seems probably more important.
all right.
So if I may, I have to roll. What is this? A plus charm
Okay.
for net friends. So that's a plus one. 2d6 plus one. Oh boy. All right, internet friends. Oh, I got a 10.
Ooh, that's a
Hey.
success. So
On a
what do you get
10
as
plus, they're available and helpful. They can fix something, break a code, hack a computer, or get you some special information.
Oh, this is great.
all right? So I'm sorry. Which one are you searching for? The Barry
Yeah,
Goldsmith
Barry
one?
Gold, or the
Oh,
name on the
mm-hmm.
tombstone. Yeah.
Okay, so there were a lot of Barry Goldsmiths that died around that time.
Yeah.
They find, based on the date on the tombstone, they've narrowed down to three Barry Goldsmiths, two of which have next of kin. There's one. Uh, they're all part of the Goldsmith family that lives within the Gathersburg community. So there's two families that live within the Gathersburg community.
Oh, good.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh,
One lives in your neighborhood.
do they have any kids our age that maybe we go to school with, or? Um,
The next of kin was a it looked like it was like Barry's like sister ish.
mhm.
It was like his biological sister who's you got the grandkids address that live in your
Oh,
neighborhood.
yeah.
So it's his sister's children, his
Okay.
nephews,
Okay.
nieces.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we
Yeah.
could.
All right. That was useful.
That's probably a good lead.
All right. Mateo and Hearn, can you guys are you guys just doing typing lessons, or can you guys
Yeah, I could try to just. I'm not as good at computer, but I could try to type in what we found on the paper.
yeah.
Would that be investigate? What would I roll for that?
Okay,
Where would
so
you log on to? Alta Vista? Back
well,
in like
let's
94?
let's do
Oh,
this.
well,
Let's do this. Okay. All right, Kenny. Go ahead and roll a help out for Matt. Roll
Hmm.
2d6 plus. Let's see what's help somebody.
cool.
Cool. Oh,
Yeah.
-1. All right. 2d6 -1. 10.
Oh
6
shit,
and a
that's a
That's
5.
success.
great.
All right. So yes. So Matt, go ahead and okay. I want you to. You're gonna act under pressure on this because you're not great at
Okay.
interneting. You're gonna roll 2d6 plus cool, and you get a plus
Two
one
d six.
moving forward.
2d6. Okay. Plus cool is a -1.
So it's
So
just
I
gonna
get
be
a +1. So it's
2d6.
just a 2d6.
Yeah.
Okay. Let it be done. A 7.
All right. So as you're pecking at the keyboard, right? Um, you find out that what Kenny has is indeed a police report number. The problem is the reports aren't all online,
Yeah.
or this particular report isn't online because it was taken. You find out it was taken about a week ago, and you guess that it's not all public knowledge because of like court mandates and stuff like that. So this report does exist, but it's not online. You have to go to the police station and have somebody physically pull the record.
Oh gosh.
But it is a police report, and you do have the number to get it. But you do have to
Mm.
go to the police station to get it.
God, I don't know if I care that much.
No, just
Okay.
it's okay. You just go to the police station, Matt, and you tell them you were the kid
Just
with the gun
hey.
who pointed at a couple kids
Yeah.
in order to help out.
I'm a wanted
Okay.
man.
Miss
Yeah.
Pendragon walks over to where you guys are sitting, and she goes, "What are you boys? What do you guys? Are you boys researching a report or something?"
Uh just local news.
Yeah, about animals and stuff, Civil
She,
War.
she looks down at Mateo. She goes, "Oh, I see you don't have your stick. Did you lose it?"
Uh, yeah, yeah. No. I left it at home. I left it at home.
You left your stick at home? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Did you enjoy the book I gave you?
It was
I
very
just.
fascinating. Thank you so much.
She turns to you, to
Completely
Ken.
forgot. Completely forgot what the book was.
It was like Clifford the Big Red Dog or something like that.
That's right. It was some of the bigger.
And she turns to Kenny and Matt. And she turns to you guys. She goes, and within earshot of Mateo, she goes, "It is so nice that you boys hang out with him. You must be the best of friends to him."
Oh, we try to
I
keep
mean,
him out of trouble.
I start choking on my own spit. Just like I start coughing.
She goes, "Did you finish the book, son?"
Yes, it was cool.
All right. She walks over to the stand and she grabs a roll sticker. She takes one off and she puts it right on your chest. And it's a little gold star.
Yeah, thank you. Can my
Oh, you're
friends have
quite
one too?
welcome. Yes, of course they can have one. She hands you guys each stars.
She hands it to us.
Yeah, she hands it to you. She doesn't put it on
As
your shirt.
opposed to yeah,
Yeah.
no. Okay. Yeah. Because we're fully capable of sticking these on ourselves. Yes.
She goes, "Can I help you find anything?"
I don't think so. I think we have what we need.
All right then, gentlemen. You let me know if there's anything else I can do to help you. Um, the other last week when you went down into the basement, did you remove any of the books from there?
Uh no. We didn't see any books.
You didn't see any books? It's filled with books down there. Okay.
Well,
At least
Just
any
be
books that interested us. Yeah.
nothing interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
okay. Well, just know that a lot of those books down there are very rare. Um, They are very interesting and very odd, but just you have to be careful with things of that nature. And then she
We
walks away.
will. Yep. Thanks, Miss Pendragon.
Thanks, Miss Pendragon.
Yes.
Um. So we
Looking for these
could,
families
yeah, we could
to
try to
take
follow up
witness,
with the families here.
look up their addresses, and but what do we say to them, I guess, before we even go there?
Yeah.
Hey, your dead relative got where's his body? Or what happened to his body? Like, I don't know.
Uh. Well, we could lie and say that we're related to one of the other bodies, one of the older bodies that got dug up, but
Yeah.
because
Probably
it
be you and
was,
Mateo, probably not the Korean guy, but
well,
find him
yeah,
some
yeah.
gore.
What do you say? What
Sorry,
you say,
Kenny,
Mister?
not you, but the rest of us could say, uh, um, yeah, no, we could say, hey, but the police. Oh, I don't want to say the police.
Right, that's why yeah. Do we say we're
Yeah,
doing something about yeah, I don't know. What kind of premise we kind of give
yeah,
him to get info.
could say it was, you know, a great grandfather or something, but no one ever let us know what happened. Or maybe not give even that much information. Just say, hey, my great grandfather got dug up.
I
Should we
mean,
start with that?
we could tell them the truth. We're kids, we're out exploring. We saw the police tape at this graveyard,
Oh,
and we saw a bunch of like disturbed graves.
I
Like
feel like that wouldn't go over very well.
maybe. I mean, it wouldn't go well, A, because they would be upset on it, or because they're also in on it, right?
Mm.
But maybe, I mean, those things are possible, but maybe they're, not involved and they help us out and tell us more about this person and how it relates to why his body was disturbed and gives us a better idea about everything else going on.
I like my lying idea.
Yeah, but we don't have a good lie, right? We need like a
Oh,
decent lie.
mm, yeah.
Yeah, rather than just like, hey, we're just random kids and we're here to talk about your dead uncle or whatever.
Any ideas, Mateo?
Oh, hold on. Can you guys repeat the two options again?
Well, we'd like to go visit the family or one of the suspected families of one of the um, bodies that were dug up. The most recent one, or the one that was most recently buried. All the other bodies that were dug up were probably from the, I'm assuming, like from much longer ago, like from the Civil War era. And but we don't really know what to say when we get there. When we get to the door, how do we get the person to talk about it? So, I was saying like, oh, I could say that like my great grandfather was buried at that cemetery, and you know,
You could still say that and say the part about the disturbed thing. Like his grave was disturbed too.
that's what I
As was
mean.
yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah. I could totally go with that.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay,
Let's yeah. That's a good idea. Let's go for that. I hope you
okay.
have good how do you what's lying? Act under pressure? I hope you can stay cool, Matt.
I'm negative cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
well, we're the three least cool people in this group.
Are we?
Um,
I'm only a -1. I feel like some of us are probably -2s.
I'm a -1 also.
Uh, I only picked that because I needed my weird to be very high.
I
Like
needed my
I'm
weird to
more
be high
weird than I
too.
am uncool, so it's like that
Yeah,
made more sense.
I'm a little sharp, but I am slightly charming,
Mm.
slightly, and that might come into play.
Yeah, the weirdest use magic, and we haven't really found a situation for that yet. Okay, so I guess we go to this house. Matt, you explain one of your grandparents had their
Yeah,
great, yeah,
maybe
like a,
let's go to the closest one. Um,
yeah.
yeah.
All right, as you make your way back to the neighborhood, because that's where it looks like it's going to be Barry's niece. Her name is Sheila. Um, you make your way back to the neighborhood, and it suddenly the wind starts blowing. And what was a clear day, you see just sort of this rim of clouds just start approaching from the south. Pretty heavy cloud cover. And the leaves are blown. It's a fall day, and so leaves start whirling around you. And it's like this. It's like almost like a quick like summer storm, except it's fall. And you see lightning start to appear on the horizon, and there's heavy rain starts coming down. And so
Oh
you
God.
guys start speed walking or running or whatever back to your neighborhood, and it's like a squall. It's like one of those supercell storms, and it takes you by surprise, and you guys get drenched, and it's a little frightening because of how fast the wind is how hard the wind's blowing. Um, it goes from day to night very suddenly.
Should we take shelter? Should we?
Um, oh, do you think we can not make it to Sheila's house in a quick time from where we
Let
are,
me
Scott?
see here. Hold on, let me switch you guys to a different map here, just so you can see where you're at. Okay, the public library is about, I would say, about 2 miles from your neighborhood. So
Oh,
as
That's
you
pretty
guys are
far.
running, you you s- you guys seek you guys are running past the Treville Square Shopping Center, and you guys run um, like to the Burger King. There's a Burger King in Treville Square, like kind of in an island by itself, and so you guys run into the Burger King to wait out this heavy storm.
Nice.
All right,
all
and it's
right.
you, and there's some other people there, and I don't know if you guys wanted to order food or whatever. If you guys have any cash,
Hmm.
or you just wait out the
I
storm.
might. I think we just wait it out. I don't. Yeah, I don't think I would have had the cash on me.
Okay. All right. So as you guys are waiting for the storm to pass, everybody's just like gawking at the storm. Um, Mateo, you kind of wander over. You're kind of bored, and you kind of start. You wander over, start reading the menu, um, and you see one of the Burger King employees talking, um, sort of towards the back of the um, restaurant, and they seemed a little disturbed, I guess is how I would describe it. They're kind of talking animatedly and kind of quietly between the two of them. It's it's a it's a teenager, probably from Wooten, and yeah, they're just having kind of an intense conversation.
Can I try to eavesdrop on them?
Yes, you may. I kind of want you to roll for this, but you can't. Do you want to have somebody roll for you?
Yeah. What kind of role is it?
I'm trying to figure that out. Okay, let's do read a bad situation. So it's plus sharp. Mateo, you're a mundane, right?
Yeah,
So
but I think
you're
it's +1, right?
okay. That's fine. I'll go with that. I'm cool with that. So do you want to have Matt or Kenny roll for you?
Yeah, whoever. That's fine. I don't care.
Okay, Matt, why don't you roll for Mateo? Roll 2d6 plus 1 sharp.
Okay. 11.
Oh, that's a great
Nice.
success. Okay.
Hell
Uh
yeah.
All right, Mateo, you can ask me. Let's see, 3 questions. All right, here are the questions. What's my best way in? What's my best way out? Are there any dangers we haven't noticed? What's the biggest threat? What's most valuable to me? And what's the best way to protect the victims? Those are the questions you can ask me as you
Oh man,
peer into the conversation.
oh, geez, tough. What do you guys think I should ask?
Maybe what's most valuable? Like, what's the most valuable part of the conversation? That I
Yeah,
don't
I
know.
guess that's yeah. I'll go with that, Scott.
Okay,
Most
well,
valuable.
you know what? Let me give you
Talk
some
about.
Let me give you some context. It's probably easier to give you some context. So, you kind of lean against the counter, and you get for the way the sound is funneling, it like hits your ear perfectly what they're saying. And
Uh-huh.
so, what the one kid is saying to the other one, he's like, "Man, I'm telling you, dude, I went to go take out the garbage, and something fucking grabbed the bag." When I opened the lid. I'm not even joking, man. Something is fucking in there. And he's like, no way. Come on, man. That's stupid. It's probably a raccoon or some shit. I'm like, dude, I'm telling you, something grabbed the bag in the dumpster out back while I was taking out the garbage. All right. He's like, no, man, you're just spooked because of this weird storm that we have. Nothing grabbed it. You probably got spooked by the thunder and lightning. You think something. You think you saw something, but you didn't see anything. I mean, come on, man. The raccoons get in there like probably all the time. All right, it's probably a raccoon. He goes, all right, man, but I'm not taking out the garbage today or ever. That was fucking insane. Okay,
So a raccoon here. Okay. I tell the guys what I heard.
okay. And so you want to know what's most vulnerable to me? Is that sorry? It's vulnerable, not valuable.
Yeah,
Vulnerable.
yeah. Horrible.
What's
Yeah.
most what's most vulnerable to me? Um, Probably
One second.
what's most vulnerable to me. Whatever is in you feel that whatever could possibly be in the dumpster, whether it's a raccoon or not, but let me back up. There's been a lot of weird shit happening right now, and you're pretty sure you believe the kid that there's something in the dumpster that's definitely not a raccoon, and so that is what's most vulnerable to you. Is probably what's in that dumpster. You have 2 more questions you can ask me. Uh, what's my best way in? What's my best way out? Are there any dangers we haven't noticed? What's the biggest threat? And what's the best way to protect the victims? Did we lose him?
I don't know. He's still muted.
Yeah. All right. Well, hopefully he'll come back and he can ask those questions whenever he wants, right? So as you're standing there, the storm is quick and it passes. So you're able to continue on your way.
Okay. Well,
Sorry, guys. Sorry, it broke up for some reason. What'd you say,
no,
Scott?
that's
You have 2 more questions you can ask me. What's my best way in? What's my best way out? Are there any dangers we haven't noticed? What's the biggest threat?
Dangers we haven't noticed.
Okay. Dangers you haven't noticed. All right. So, the biggest threat, what's most vulnerable to you, is the fact that there's something in the dumpster. And the biggest threat is probably whatever is taking the garbage away from that kid. It's basically whatever's in the dumpster.
I think, guys, we should get the heck out of here.
So you have 1 more question you can ask me.
What was the options again?
What's the best way in? What's the best way out?
All right, what's the best way out of here? What's the best way out of here without a confrontation with whatever's in that dumpster?
The best way out is just through the front door, and to do a wide circle around the dumpster.
Okay, well, is it stopped raining or whatever?
Yes, it stopped. It stopped raining. The supercell has moved on.
so you just want to avoid You just want to avoid this whole dumpster monster, this potentially meeting Oscar the Grouch. Okay. Okay. Let's focus on the mission.
All right.
Going to
You
Sheila's?
guys make it back to your neighborhood. Um, there are there's there's one down tree that has knocked out a power line, and so
Mm.
like half the neighborhood doesn't have power currently. So you make it to Sheila's doorstep. You ring the doorbell, and a woman answers in her, like, I would say 40s or so.
Mm-hmm.
Can I help you?
Uh,
She has sort of like short, sort of wavy brown hair. She's a bit heavy set. Um, she's wearing sort of a nice plain sweater.
mm-hmm. Oh, hello.
Hello.
We we came over because we wanted to ask you um about the disturbed graves in the cemetery. My grandfather, our great grandfather, was buried there, and we went we went to check it out, and all the graves had been disturbed, and we noticed that the goldsmith grave had been disturbed as well.
I'm sorry. How did you know to come here? How did you
Oh,
know that my my grandfather was one of the peoples whose grave was disturbed?
oh, um, we we looked it up on the internet.
And you looked it up on the internet, and you were able to find my information on this?
We were able
Oh,
to
I
find,
see what's
yeah.
going on.
Oh, thank goodness.
I see what's going on. Listen, young man, there was a disturbance in 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 the cemetery, but the police assured me it was not a hate crime. So you can go back to your houses, to your mother and father, and tell them it's fine. It's not going to affect the neighborhood at all. Okay? It's just just a random act of violence, just a one-off. There's nothing to worry about, okay?
Um, Random act of violence.
That's what I want you to tell your parents. There's nothing wrong with the neighborhood. The neighborhood is fine. They won't lose any value on their houses. It's it's just probably teenagers playing a prank or something. Has nothing to do with a hate crime. That's what the police told me. All right, so Matt, what
Incredibly
you
odd answer. Yes.
yeah, what you're realizing is that you don't have to roll for this because you can kind of tell she's not really telling the truth about
Yeah. Yeah.
some of this. She's not telling the truth about some of this. She's like, look, my grandfather happened to be buried there. It was an old family plot. It's just a random act. You don't need to worry about. You know, don't go around spreading rumors. Is all I'm saying.
Matt, get the gun ready. Oh, sorry, did I say that out loud?
Um. Okay. Well, wonder if I can. I want to manipulate. Might be. I'd like her to explain herself. She clearly wants us to just calm down about it and to go away.
I mean,
But
you could roll to manipulate her, and I guess you'd want to be like, I guess you're trying to figure out like, a, why is she reacting like this,
yeah,
and the other thing is like, what is she lying about? So why don't we go ahead and roll manipulate someone? Go roll 2d6 plus charm.
okay. Yep. I got a 12.
Ooh, that's a success. All right, so she's like, all right, so what do you say to press her? Because that's a success. What do you say to kind of press her on this matter?
Um, I could say, oh, I'm happy to tell my parents that, but, you know, I just want to be, I just want to, I want to say, like, I just want to know that everything's okay myself.
Listen, listen, young man. I don't know if you know this. I don't know if your parents know this, but I'm a city council member. Um, and I don't know. Hold on one second. She walks away, closes the door, walks away, comes back, and she hands you a business card. She hands Kenny a business card, Mateo a business card, and she's still on the city council, but she's also a real estate agent.
Mm-hmm.
And she says, I don't want any rumors being spread, but it my part of my grandfather's something was taken from my grandfather's grave, um, and it's a little disturbing. I don't want you guys spreading it around. All right, the police are investigating the matter. Um, I don't know if it was a hate crime. I don't know. There's been a lot of strangeness going on right now, but we can't afford this kind of controversy, especially with election season coming up, especially with the home values going up the way they are. So, I'm just telling you this so you understand that, the police are investigating it, and I don't want you to get scared. And I don't really understand why you're here. I'm assuming your parents put you up to this. But you tell them also that if they have any questions, to come to the next council meeting, and we will set them straight. We will make sure that we live in a safe, prosperous community, free of coyotes, wild coyotes going around biting people. We're working on the gonorrhea issue. We're working hard on that. There's definitely nothing in the drinking water. You understand? So we live in a safe, happy community that is
And I'm just
supportive.
nodding along with her and
And
saying,
besides, he's dead already. He doesn't need his arm. All right, have a good day, and just be safe, gentlemen. And don't forget about the curfew.
"Thank you."
She closes the door.
Wow. Okay. His arm. They're taking body parts. Whoever it is.
Arm? What the heck is going on, man?
I mean, it could be the werewolves digging up the bones, but why? If it's her grandmother or grandfather, then it's definitely someone. Um, it's not the newer grave; it's the older grave that had Goldsmith on it, and that's a really old. That's a really old corpse.
Yeah, it's probably what 20 plus
Werewolf.
years.
No, over 20 plus years because she
It's
was like in her
90.
40s.
Yeah.
but she was in her 40s, and she said her grandfather, right?
Right.
So that could be Civil War for, a 40-year-old in the 90s,
Oh, that's
possibly,
true.
right?
That's very true. Yeah, that's very true. I probably screwed up the timing and all that. That's probably my bad.
So when did this person die? When did
All right,
you were
so
thinking she was the
he was
newer grave?
yeah, he was the newer grave. He died
Okay.
around 77, 79,
Okay.
something like there. So I guess she would be closer to if she was. I couldn't do the math real quickly. She's related to him in some manner.
Right. Okay.
I'm really sorry. I fucked up the
It's
math.
it's yeah, it could be like his sister.
Okay, there we go.
Um okay. But yeah, that would still be a 15-year-old corpse or whatever. So I have no idea. I don't know what to do with this info. Can't hear you.
They make
Yeah,
a zombie? I don't know. Are they making
I'm more
Frankenstein?
confused. Yeah, because this doesn't really tie into vampires as we know them, right?
Werewolves.
Or
Werewolf.
werewolves, sorry, werewolves. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know. They wouldn't just be digging up, a body that's been dead for 15 years just because, they wanted to chew on it.
I mean, maybe like a dog.
Maybe.
That's what I was thinking, like a dog-like behavior, feral behavior. Would they dig something that they're familiar with, like
Hmm.
they know it's there, like they have an affinity towards? Like a dog will stay by like a grave of someone's passed away, like if it was its owner, like they've been known to do that.
True. True.
Oh,
Maybe she's one of them.
I mean, it's possible. And the fact that you said she's a council member, right, Scott?
Correct. Yeah.
So, like, this does seem to exist in some sort of maybe power vacuum. Like, I don't, it wouldn't surprise me if it's someone who had access or a certain amount of power in the city that was doing these things. Or at least knew about them at the very least. Like the idea that she wants to present things as normal when they're very clearly not, even to like the average person, that things are like kind of weird lately. A lot more police activity, hospitals going weird.
I wonder if there was anything special about his arm. That limb.
It's the strongest arm
He used to
in
pitch
the
for the
in the county.
Orioles.
Oh man. Yeah. They say when he died, the arm lived on for another 3 hours.
Says the man of the golden
Just wasn't
arm.
ready to go.
You want to
Yeah.
see if those true.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. It's like,
Yeah, I
well,
don't know. Yeah, I don't know where to go from here.
where do we go from here? Yeah, I want some more questions.
Unless we want to break into the police station.
Yeah, I mean, do we have
I don't. I
a
don't.
contact within the police department who can get it for us?
Well, I'm definitely not going to bring my gun into the police station. I'd have to go home. I'd have to go home first. Um, is that what we want to do? Do we want to solve this or find out more clues? I mean, my assumption is that if an arm was taken from one, body parts were taken from the others, we could try to track down some of the other families, I suppose, and see if any of them else are
Yeah,
any.
there's another goldsmith, right?
There's another goldsmith.
Yeah, there was that.
That's true.
Um,
It's in
what
a
time is it right now, Scott? In the
okay, so I would say it's probably about 7ish.
mm,
So curfew's
okay.
about to set in. Actually, since it's fall, it's probably dark now, and yeah, curfew is probably set in at this point.
Does Maryland do daylight savings?
Yes,
Yeah.
Cursed you, cursed you farmers.
I know.
Mhm.
California does daylight savings, no?
It does, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I heard that they're gonna pass a law to.
I heard,
Yeah,
yeah, I heard that Congress is on the fence about it. Like, what purpose does it serve at this
Right.
point?
Well, Matt, when are you going to go, like, harvest your fields?
I, just in the mornings, bright and early, when the chickens get me up. When the chickens tell me
Your
when.
your vast plot of land.
They're the real masters of all this. God. Yeah, well, we should probably go home and see if we can do this after school tomorrow. It's Thursday, right?
yeah.
Yeah, it's getting close.
Although that tunnel, as long as we have time for the tunnel also. All right. I don't want to use up our valuable time that we might need when we do have the rest of the group here for our big finale. We're just like,
Yeah,
yeah,
sure.
no, let's do this Sunday, guys. Let's spend the next couple days just chilling out.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. Yeah, we can wrap it up. That's fine. So, as you guys separate to go to your separate houses, you think about what's been going on in this particular day. And what you see before you is sort of a confusing map of circumstances that have befallen, the community, which is well in line with how things have been going since the death of Kurt Cobain.
Yeah.
Um, these strange circumstances seem to be plaguing every corner of every day of your lives, and for some reason, you've manifested, you've tapped into some sort of mystical element that was never there present before, and you can't tell if you know what is going on. The totality of what's going on is just it's mind bending and it's almost unbelievable. It's so unbelievable you can't even express it to your parents, to your loved ones, because it feels like it's just happening to you. It feels like a veil has just been pulled away from your eyes, and you're seeing the world for what it really is. And as you go your separate ways, you walk into your homes, and Matt, your home is very jubilant despite all the things that you've discovered um, over the last couple weeks. Because your sister is going to come home soon and she's getting well, and your parents don't care or know or want to care about what else is going on. Kenny, it's life at your house as normal. You guys are having a family dinner. You sit down, you have your meal. Your parents ask you how was school. Like, it's just normal. Mateo, your sister hates you just as much as she had before Kurt Cobain died. And you guys argue over like stupid shit. Like, she accuses you of going into her room and reading her diary, and you get into a argument with her and say, "No, you read my diary," and she says, "You don't even have a diary." And
I'm like, how would you know?
Hmm.
and yeah, and your mom and dad, you guys sit around eating pot roasts, and it's just normal, and your parents just talk about their day and the things that went on in their lives, which is just these mundane work things to you. They don't see what's happening, and as you brush your teeth and get ready for bed, it's almost unbelievable that the adults in your life are like completely blind to what's going on. You guys have suffered injuries. You guys have suffered major injuries from mythical beasts, and the parents still have not realized what's going on.
These are bad parents. That's the
Are they?
realization that's coming to me.
Are they
No,
bad parents, or are they just kind of like, you know,
they
oh, it's
just
just
don't.
They just don't
They're
get it.
limited. They're limited in their perception of the world. We've seen another dimension to everything.
Right.
How mind expanding.
Yeah, man. Their scope, they have almost like they have blinders on. They only see what's ahead of them, whereas your
God,
blinders have been lifted and you see everything.
that's exactly how I felt at this age too.
Yeah. So it's like, what the fuck is going
Why doesn't everyone get it?
on?
This is how the world works.
Exactly.
My
Hey, don't
God.
you see?
And that's what
I'm
where
about
we'll
to
leave it.
shit.
That's where we'll leave it, and we'll pick up next week, and hopefully everybody can join us for the grand finale.
Sounds good.
Yes.